It's Judy on the radio, building dreams and achieving more, telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for?
Well, good afternoon, and welcome to another hour of the Real Talk with Judy show. I'm so glad you were able to tune in this morning. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We're glad to have you this morning. Greatly appreciate you being a part of the Real Talk with Judy show. And we're going to get ready to get started here. I am Dr. Judy, your Real Talk hostess. I'll say hello to my mother, Dr. Irma Hunter Wesley. The reason I'm here. Hey, Chrissy. I have Christy joining me right now. Christy Saunders is on with me right now. And we have Lucille O'Neal, who will be joining me in just a little bit. She's on her way. She's on her way to joining us. But we are very happy about being on here today. And Christy is joining me as my producer.
That's right. Thanks for having me.
So glad to have you, Christy. And so we're going to be navigating you through an hour of power, inspiring, motivating, faith building, real talk about life issues, real talk issues. And I promise you that after today's show, you will be excited to make your next move. So hello, Tanya. So glad to see you. So glad to see you. I know that you all, hello, Priscilla. I know that you all are waiting, excited about Lucille coming on, and we too are excited. Lavisha, want to thank all of you all for joining in. We are excited. Dr. Davis, God bless you. Hello. Thank you so very much for joining in. To all of my business partners, Pastor Tracetta, hello. To all of my business partners and individual partners who have invested in the people reaching better in their lives. Thank you to all of my partners, Life Changers, Superintendent Jeremy Andrell, Dream Builders and Creative Dream Builders, K&D Creative Designs Marketing Solution, Priscilla John Louis, Tawanda Davis, Pastor Tawanda Davis, Photography and Elevate Church Tallahassee, the law offices of Craig J. Brown, PA, Dr. Michelle Gina, thank you so very much for being on, Dr. Michelle Mitchum, and the Tallahassee Woman's Magazine. A1 Top Notch Security, LLC, Antonio and Felicia Hall owners, the Tallahassee Sister Girls Network, Jeff Paint and Body Shop, TC Bakery featuring Mom Mary's Kitchen with Jennifer Terrelin. Hello. Tanya Wesley Powell, Carolyn and Douglas Vidal, Danette McBride, Judge Judith Hawkins, Pastor Tracella,
All right, we're going to see if we can get Judy back here in just a few minutes, have her exit out and come back in. There we go.
Went out and it came back in. There we are. And Lucille is still on her way. She's on her way. She will be joining us. Cindy, that's my sister Cindy from Scotland. So glad to have you joining in, Cindy. So we have so many of you all joining in today, and we're so glad. And if you so very much. And one thing I do before we get we have to have a prayer. And I think so many people, greetings and salutation to you, Yolanda Smith. I think that we must have a prayer before I get started. So Father, we thank you now for your goodness, your mercy. We ask you to bless your show. Bless Miss Lucille as she's on her way to joining us. And we just thank you. We thank you for your loving kindness. Amen. So we're going to get started as we wait on Miss Lucille to come. And as a lot of you know who's watching the show, right now I have Christy Sanders with us. Chrissy, And Chrissy is, she used to be an anchor with WTXL. Is that correct?
Yeah, local station here, the local ABC station.
Local AB. Tell them a little bit about yourself, Chrissy.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Chrissy Souders, and I'm a live stream host and producer. And I also am a business owner. I'm located at my art studio here in downtown Tallahassee at the Hampton Inn Suites, where we make wearable art. We collaborate with artists and also the community and nonprofits to put their art, their logos into wearable art. And so that's what we do here at my studio here at the Hampton Inn Suites. But right now, actually more than ever, we are by appointment only because of the COVID-19 situation. But I've been doing a lot of live streaming and tying in my ability to be a news broadcaster with my ability to help others here. And so it's a very exciting time to be able to do live stream, in particular because, you know, so many people are on social media. And this is the best place to be if you're wanting to promote your business. So get in touch with me if you want to. But in the meantime, feel free to ask questions for Judy, Dr. Judy, and leave your comments. And I'll be behind the scenes making sure that she gets those questions and those comments as soon as Lucille gets on here for our broadcast today. We've got a lot of people watching right now, Dr. Judy.
And I want to say hello to everyone again. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Miss Lucille will be here shortly. She we were on last night. Everything was going well, and so she'll be on in a little bit. She did sign. I want you all to know she signed almost 100 books. She hand wrote a personal message to almost 100 people. Her book, Walk Like You Have Somewhere to Go. She signed almost 100 copies. I had the sister girls to send their names, and she signed the book, and it was awesome. She wrote a note to them. She signed it, and then she FedExed them to me at no cost to us. It was her investment into the women, and she just wanted you all to be blessed. She wanted you all to walk like you have somewhere to go. And Christy, to me, that means that you got to hold your head up and get going and get moving and get things really happening. And so when you hear that, walk like you have somewhere to go, what does that mean to you?
Turn lemon into lemonades, for sure.
What to say? And what does that mean to y'all? Because when she get on, we're going to talk about this. What does that mean to you all? Walk like you have. Tracetta, I'm telling you, it is absolutely a great book. And she got your copies. God bless you, Tracetta. Glad to give it to you. And after she did the 100, she said that the others would have to go on Amazon and get theirs. But she did do 100. She did do 100 for us. So we are excited about that. So what does walk like you have somewhere to go mean to you? That's the title of her book. Victoria, thank you. Time waits for no one. Keep moving. Yes. And that is true. Time waits for none of us. And you have to keep moving. You have to keep going. And you have to hold your head up. You have to hold. You know how sometimes you just drag in, walk like you have a purpose in mind. Yes. Sometimes people just drag in like they don't have anything to do with purpose and intentionality. That's what it's all about. You know, you can't walk. My mom used to tell us when we were walking, pick up your feet like you're going somewhere. Don't drag your feet. Until this day, it bothers me to hear people dragging your feet. If you don't know where you're going, you cannot get there. That is true. And that's one that I have the world, the globe as a background. I use a compass because you have to be intentional about life. You have to be intentional about where you're going. You have to know where you're going, and you got to pull out a roadmap. What you say, Chris? You have to get a roadmap of where you're going. What you say?
Do you remember the days when we actually had to use roadmaps to get to where we wanted to be? And then there was the MapQuest that you printed off the computer and then
Right.
the GPS, and now it's just your cellular device. So it's so funny how you still need that one direction to get to where you're going. You've got to have the direction.
You have to have the direction. I know it took me a long time how to figure out MapQuest, and because Siri would talk to you, and she would send you to a dead end because it wasn't updated yet. Now that's another good point. So sometimes you have to update where you're going to make sure that the roads are clear. There's no construction or anything going on. You have to, my sister said, that's right. I tell my children that dragging their feet is a sign of low self-esteem because it is purposeless. That is true. Pick your feet up, and you have to have I remember, I'm a little older than some. I'm older than you, Chrissy. Put it like that.
I'm still up there too. I'm in my 30s. People think I'm still in my 20s, which that's okay. We just look like we're younger, right?
Right. I see you, girl. So you look like you're in your 30s. I'm in my 60s.
Wow.
You didn't know that, eh?
I didn't know that. But you know what's funny, Dr. Judy, is not a lot of women are, easily will share that with people. And it's the confidence and knowing where you're at in life, where you can do all things and know where you're going in life.
Yeah. And the reason why I tell my age is because I'm glad to be this age. There are so many people who did not make it to see 61. I'm in good health. I'm prospering. I'm got pretty good wealth. As my soul is prospering. Don't be slow. Be steady. Be aware and always paying attention. You may miss your next opportunity if you walk like you have somewhere to go. You may miss your next opportunity that could prepare you to your next level. That's true. If someone see you just lazy, just walking with no purpose, no direction, or anything, they may not invite you to your next. They may not invite you to your next. And I want everybody to understand that in order to get to your next, sometimes God put people in place who's already there so they can open the door for you. Like Terrellyn Jones, for instance. She's an NFL mom. She introduced me to Lucille, and we was on the same panel together, but Terrellyn Jones is an NFL mom. She introduced me to Lucille, and that's how we get on here today. That's how we get on here today with Lucille. She's coming. We believe in that. We're believing we're believing she's coming.
We're communicating behind the scenes, so I'm making a way, hopefully, behind the scenes here, even though I'm telling everyone in front of the scenes. But that's okay, right? We're live streaming.
We're live streaming, and things happen. Don't be slowful, and we have to be prepared, y'all. We have to be prepared. So when the opportunity presents itself, we're there. Chrissy stated, she said, she just told what was happening behind the scene. You know what? I think that's good. This is my, I think, third or fourth time doing this, or second or third time. And every time something happened. Last night, and I want to give this to everybody. This is going to help you in your life. I promise you. This is real talk right here. This is going to help you. Last night, we were on the phone maybe 30 minutes. Would you say about 30 minutes? Chrissy, Lucille, and myself. We did a dry run. We did a dry run. We got on this morning. We were supposed to be on here at 11:40 to make sure everything was right. Everything was in place. And this is what happened. This is the point of the lesson to you. Sometimes you can prepare. You can do dry runs in life. Hear me what I'm about to tell you. And things can still go wrong. But if you have a purpose and a plan, you don't let it stop you. You don't let it stop you. You don't let it stop you. You have to keep going. Right. You can't wait until the opportunity comes to start preparing. We must be prepared when opportunity knocks. We were prepared today. We are prepared. She's going to come on here before we get off. We're prepared today. She's going to come on here before we get off. But we're prepared today, and something happened. So when something happened, do you quit or do you keep going?
You got to keep going, because then you're just standing there doing nothing. And what point is that? And so I actually want to take this opportunity to let people know about where they can get Lucille's book. And so we'll go ahead and bring it up here on the screen. Now you can get her book through Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and then also Nook as well. I've got the Amazon one up on the screen here, so you can see it right here. Walk Like You Have Somewhere to Go. You can get the hardcover, you can get the audiobook, you can get the paperback, you can also get it on Kindle and all of that. So it's something that I think a lot of people right now, they have some time to read. So this may be a good time to read this. And it's so funny because she says she wrote this book 10 years ago. Do you know an author who is still selling books? I mean, you know, we've got The Catcher in the Rye and all that, but 10 years for this book to be still promoting is pretty good.
That is true. And people are still buying it like it was just written yesterday. They are still buying it just like she wrote it yesterday. But it's because, number one, it's the title. And she's so real in that book. In the book, she talks about, thank you, Dr. Davis. In that book, she talks about how she gave real life examples, how she was an alcoholic, how she she was on welfare, she was on food stamps, things just wasn't working out for her. She had 4 children. She had Shaq at age 17. At age 17, she had Lucille O'Neal. At age 17, she had him. And his father did. I told him you were coming. I told him you were coming, Miss Lucille. See, that's God right there. You're a woman of faith.
I've been working trying to get on. I'm sorry it took so long.
Hey, let me tell you, Miss Lucille, it don't even matter. The most important part is that you're on here today, because I didn't want anybody to think I was just making up that you were going to be on my show.
And we're promoting your book.
Yeah, we were just talking about your book.
Okay.
And
hello,
Chrissy,
everybody.
There she is, y'all.
And I'm going to go behind the scenes to make sure that I get all your questions and comments to Lucille and Dr. Judy, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Thank you. Miss Lucille, I'm so glad you made it. I was just giving them a little background about you that was in your book. And what I was talking about was the fact that you are so real in that book, that you are so real and that you're a real person anyway. But give them I'm going to let you do your own little background. Give your own little background. And thank you for being on here.
Well, Dr. Judy, thank you for the invitation to come share just a little bit of time with you, because it was an honor and a pleasure for me to meet you. Now, I'm working from this phone, so just bear with me, okay?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
But you know how hard it is for us to talk about ourselves when we want to share all the good news. But I just want to tell people that, yes, I'm a real person, and we all need to be real and walk in our truth. That's one thing. But I'm happy that I can share my story. It's not even a story, it's a testimony now.
Testimony.
And so I'm happy to be able to share with anybody that I come in contact with. I've been through a lot of things. I've been through good times, bad times, ugly times. Now, it's not everything that I've been through is not in the pages of that book right there. I got to say that. But I'm just so happy I'm in a special place right now. And then I'm able to meet special people like you that, you know, we're all sharing good news with the rest of the world. If you haven't been through anything, you don't have anything to share. But I am so blessed in more ways than one. It don't have anything to do with, you know, my titles that I have, the degrees I went to school for. I'm just blessed, just being a child of God, just real, real blessed.
And she's so true about that. But one thing I noticed at the beginning of every chapter in your book, you start with a scripture. Every chapter, I noticed that. I was reading through it, and I'm like, wow, this is cool. Every chapter, you start with a scripture, and I know where it comes from. It comes from your strict grandma.
Well, even right now, I start my day with the word for the day, something to meditate on it. Now, I've been praying for my memory. You know, as we get older, we lose a little bit of that, but I still start my day with the word for a day. And then we began to talk about what's going on in our lives. I always equate that to scripture. And yes, it came from my grandmother and my mother, because they used to beat me up with the Bible, even when I didn't want to hear it. They used
So they
to beat
beat
me
you
up
up
with that word every day. Every day. So I'm happy to be able to just share a little bit of something.
Share, look. My sister Tanya said, "Hello, cousin."
Hey, Tanya.
But and you talked about the mental welfare, the mental welfare, and in your book you said that was the absence of self-love, which resulted in a total lack of self-esteem and confidence. Meeting you personally, I, and I know you ain't lying. I know you telling the truth. But a lack of self-esteem and confidence, how did you overcome all of that? Because you are confident now.
I had to grow into where I am now. I wasn't always in this place. And when I talk about mental welfare, that's when I was in a place where I depended on everybody else around me for my own happiness, not even realizing that I had everything in me to be happy. Because God equipped us with everything that we need, but sometimes we don't even know it. We don't even know what we need. But being a young girl, I was always looking to please everybody else, and I was sad many a day. And I call that my mental welfare state of mind.
Okay.
But as I got older and got into a better position to realize that I need to go back and look within myself, and then got closer to God too, I realized that I was already good enough. I was good enough.
Wow.
And so it built up my self-confidence. And then when I was younger, I ain't even want to be tall. I just want to just be like everybody else. But I learned that God made me, and I say it today, that I am a designer original. I
Yes,
say
ma'am.
that. I know this. So I have much confidence in who I am. And I'm proud to be tall. I walk straight up. It's a wonder my neck is not longer than what it is, because I'm walking with my head up, because I am proud. And it shows. And I'm happy that people can just see the confidence that I have in me. If you're not confident in yourself, you can't expect anybody else to be confident in you. But I learned this. It was a journey for me to get here. And I'm glad I'm here now. And I'm excited about life itself. And I'm just excited about life. I'm grateful.
That is great. My niece Kiara said, "Hey, Auntie."
Hi, Kiara.
And another question is, what made you want to write a book? Because a lot of people don't tell their story, but and so what made you want to write a book and be real?
Dr. Judy, we have many dreams, and we tell our children, if you have a dream, you put the work in, and we promise them that the dream will manifest. But I wanted to write a book because I wanted people to know Lucille.
Okay.
When I got to Orlando and they began to look into our business, I'm going to say look into our business, because my son got drafted and our whole family's life opened up to the world. There were a lot of lies. There were a lot of truths too, but they didn't know me and they didn't know us. We were called Shaq's mother, Shaq's father, Shaq's sister, Shaq's brother, Shaq's cousin, Shaq's uncle. So I wanted people to know, not Shaq's mom. I wanted them to know Lucille. Okay. And so in order for me to have them know the real me, I had to go back to the beginning. And so I don't believe that we have any secrets, because even when we get into certain positions, people dig into our past and they drum up old stuff. But I said, I'm just going to put the truth out there. They don't have nothing else to look for if I tell it, and can't nobody tell it like I tell it.
Look at that.
So I told it. And I said, if there's anything else that inquiring minds want to know, then they can ask me. But now they have some background, not only on Shaq's mom, but also Lucille and even the rest of our family. We're a family, a real family with a special blessing. We're no better than you and your family. We just who we are. And so I wanted people to get to know Lucille O'Neal. My name was Harrison for a while, but I wanted them to know about all of that. We have an interesting life. It's just something to share, testimony.
And that's that's real talk. That's real talk. And I think that's how, I don't think, but that's how you and I really connected on the stage that we shared up there in Miami with the NFL mom. because we were real. We were just real. And one of the things I know, sometimes people like to hide their past or what all they dealt with. No, they're not going to tell everything, but I think we should tell enough so people can see where we are and know that there is an opportunity for you to get that too, because we all designers originals. We all are designers originals.
And Dr. Judy, I have no shame. I used to drink good liquor. Yes, I did, and I liked it. I don't have any shame about that.
That's my girl. That's what you
And
said.
you talk
You
about
drunk.
real talk. Yeah, we have to keep it real. I tell all my children, just keep it real. Because
That's
we
right.
live in a world. The world can be a fantasy world. It can be, we have temporary things that go on. My son in his career, we don't know how long that career is going to be. However, I always told him, listen, keep it real. And
Keep
that's
it
how
real.
I am.
You stated one of the things I want you to talk about, because you didn't immediately get all excited about all of the money. I think one part of the book or in one of your interviews you stated that you didn't know how long that was going to last. You didn't know how long, but you told so many. So one was when you went to Kmart, when Shaq sent the limousine to take you to the store. Sent a limousine to take you to the
Yeah.
store. And you took the limousine, Miss Lucille, to walk to Kmart.
Yes, I did.
Kmart, you took the limousine with a chauffeur to Kmart.
And the chauffeur helped me get the things I
And
needed
you
to
made
get.
the chauffeur get out.
I didn't make him. He was willing to get out. He came with me because he was serving as my little security too. So he came into Kmart with me, and we were shopping for the things that Shaquille needed in his first home. Well, his home in LA. You know, simple things that he wouldn't go to the store and buy, like plates and glasses and silverware and table decoration. And those little small things for the bathroom, the rugs, and all of those things that we needed. So I was happy to go in Kmart, but he told me that I didn't have to go to Kmart, but I'm familiar with Kmart. I felt right at home. So I
We
went in
got
there
a
and got
question
what I
for you.
needed.
You say you felt right at home at Kmart.
We don't have Kmart down here, but we do have Target. So I go to Target and the dollar store too.
We got a question for you.
We got a
Yes.
question for you. It said, how did you feel when your book was first published? How did it affect your life?
It affected my life in a positive way because I was preparing myself for that for so long. I was happy to finally get it out. It took maybe about 2 years, the process for me to get it from here and down on paper. And the young lady that helped me, her name was Allison Samuels. She helped me put it in order so that the reader could understand what I was trying to say. And by the time it came out to print, I was just so excited. I said, yes, God, here it is. And it's been on the shelf since 2010. It's 2020.
And it's still selling.
It's still selling, and I'm giving it away too.
Yes, you cause look at here. Cause Miss Lucy, I said this before. I said this before you got on there. But you hand wrote almost 100 books, your own personal signature. And when they got the book and they looked in it, they was like, she put my name in it. I said, that's why I asked you for your name. She said, send me the name. But she had to cut it out because boy, it got almost up to 200 people sending in their name. Like that, I'm like, she gonna charge me for these books after a while now, y'all.
No,
But
I just gave what I had. I had those, and I told you I was in the process of moving. So I
right,
had those that I sent. I had those in my office, and I wouldn't dare sell them. I said, I'm just gonna give them away. And I'm glad that I can give them to someone and I can share my story, my testimony with them, because I just believe, and I have always believed, that it's gonna bless somebody. You don't know who's going through the same thing that I went through.
that's right.
And that's the story I really wanted to tell, because there is a positive outcome for some of those things. It's a lot of people that drink liquor, been alcoholics, that can relate to the story I told. I know this to be true, but
Yeah,
I want to tell them that you don't have to stay in that place. And if you got a firm foundation on God and everything that he teaches us in his word, you coming out, and we be in storms and we be in dark places. We call them valleys. You got to go through to get out. And this is what my testimony says, all that I went through, and I came out too. You could come out too.
That's right. And I love it because one of the things that you said, you wanted people to know Lucille, because we do call you Shaq Mama, you know.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah. You said,
I'm used to it now, but I still want people to get to know Lucille, because I was Lucille first before I was Shaq Mama.
And I remember you said this too. You said you were Shaq Mama, but you got some more children.
I do. I have an older daughter. Her name is Latifah. She's in her 40s now. One of my daughters, my baby girl, my precious baby girl, she just passed away in October. She was a true jewel. And
Yes.
that deadly disease we call cancer, and I speak about her in the stories in the book too. She lost her battle in October, but my sweet baby girl, Aisha, and then I have a younger son, his name is Jamal, but I don't even get on a podium or anything without mentioning my other children. And I got 15 grandchildren now and a great grandbaby now. So I tell them about all my children, because the world knows Shaq, but I want them to know the rest of them too. I love my children.
I love how did it feel? I know that you would raise you're raising all of your children, and Shaq is so tall. Did you all think about him going? But first, let me say this: we do want to offer our condolences to you and your family on your daughter. We know that was very devastating to you all, and I think we were all praying, and so we do want to offer the condolences to you here. We do.
Thank you.
So how did you feel? Yes, ma'am. And we'll keep you in a prayer. We'll keep you in our prayer. Before I come to that question, let me ask this question. Being who you are, and I love what you said, we're all human. We're all human. How did you talk about handling difficulties, handling disappointment? Talk about that. Talk about that.
When we talk about difficulties and disappointment, some things that look to be that way are not always that way.
Okay.
When I think about difficulties, one of the difficult things was being unemployed and not having a regular job. When Shaquille was young, I was on welfare for a while. And that was a difficult time. But I didn't stay on welfare. I went to work. I got into a program that allowed me to work and still have the Medicaid. But later on in life, you know, we have through the course of a day. I'm so sorry on this phone. Let me turn.
It's okay. We got it.
Won't call. Okay.
And I just want to let you know, we just got a purchase on Amazon for your book.
Oh, wonderful. That's good. That's good.
Right here. Just purchase the book on Amazon.
I'm sorry, Chrissy. We're asking questions, and all of these answers that you're asking me, they're in the pages of that book, Dr. Judy. But I want to, you asked me how I handled it. I just took one day at a time, handled a situation at a time. Me, my family, my husband, we did what we needed to do. We never backed down from a difficult situation. And with Shaquille being different, we were all different. I was different too. And I used some of my experiences to help him through his difficult times. When people would laugh at him, they laughed at me too. When people would dismiss the fact that he was a real person, they called him different names. They did the same thing to me too. And for a young person, that's disheartening and it's hurtful. But we banded together as a family, and that's how we got through those difficult times and those disappointments. Family.
That's real talk, because one of the things, listeners, you got to understand, your family, however it comes, your biological or God-given family, your family is important to you making it through here. And I often tell the ones around me, Miss Lucille, I say, all those can't be crazy at the same time.
Well, we could be crazy in a good way. That's all
but
right.
But if all us crazy at the same time, who's going to be the same one?
All of us are original, so you might have a different kind of crazy than me, but we gonna do it together. We be all right. We are all right. I looked at my calendar yesterday and it said, just be weird in your own way. I said, okay, that's good news to me.
I like that.
Own way. Dr. Judy, I'm crazy, you crazy, but we're gonna be crazy together. It's all good. You know why? Because it's all God. That's what
I
I
see
say.
that. I like that. I like that. I like that. I
That's what
like
I
because we show crazy. we show crazy.
we had a good time though. We were on the stage, we were speaking to the audience, but we just had a good time. Our spirits connected. I felt like I was a real relative of you and your sisters and your beautiful niece. I mean, we just had a good time from the time we started talking in that green room.
We sure did. It was just like we were family. Just like we
Mm-hmm.
were, and that's how you took us in, just like you were family. You even took down our numbers, our personal numbers, and all of that. And that's what it's all about. We're all crazy, but a different kind of crazy. My little goddaughter, well, she's not little anymore, she's 16. She wrote a poem for me, and she's in there, she said that she liked my weirdness. She said
See
I'm
what
weird.
I'm talking about? See?
She said she liked my weirdness. Now a couple of things that you did, and it was for you. In 1999, you went to Bethune. You went to Bethune Cookman, but not fam. But at least you did send your daughter came to fam, right?
Yes.
And so that was a good thing you did, Miss Lucille. And then you went to Bethune Cookman and you got your degree.
Wildcat.
No, wow.
Wildcat.
The Rattlers always get you though, don't they? Well, we ain't gonna worry about the football right now, but the band.
Mm-hmm.
So let the Lord use your mother Lucille. Somebody said let the Lord use your mother Lucille.
Okay. All right.
So let the Lord, and then you went on and got your masters and all of that. But one of the things that tickled me in the book was several things, and in your conversation when you were talking with us when you were on the stage about when you went and about putting stuff on layaway and you had all that money. Talk about that, Miss Lucille. We already know you like RJ, you like Kmart, and you like the dollar store.
But Kmart was where they had the good layaway plan. Remember, Kmart always had the layaway plan. And that's how I got a lot of our things for Christmas and birthdays. I had to put it on layaway because I couldn't afford to pay for it at one time, me and my husband. So when Shaquille got drafted, however, I still had layaway on the brain because that's how I got things. And we went to a stereo store, a music store, and he was trying to buy equipment. So we're picking out different pieces, and I'm adding up everything in my mind. I said, "Ooh, this gonna cost a lot of money." And when the man told us that it came up to $10,000, I said, "Ooh, how we gonna pay for this?" And I sneaked and asked the man quietly, "Do you have a layaway plan?" And Shaquille heard me. Oh my goodness! And he said, "Mommy, you need to go over there with Latifah and Aisha and them. Me and Daddy, we gonna take care of this." And from then on, I never asked him. Well, he never took me shopping with him anymore anyway, because I
I'm
was just
sure.
had layaway on the brain, and he was able to pay, for all that equipment. But I still, in my mind, oh, we got to put this away and pay for it a little piece at a time. But that special blessing that he got that day he got drafted, it made different amount of money, different change, real nice. I wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
And still is not mine, but I'm kind of getting used to it because he's so generous and he shares. But at that time, I'm like $10,000. That's way, way, way over our head.
Especially
Way
walking
over
out
our
of there
head.
especially walking out with everything with you, right?
Oh my goodness. Woo. Mm-mm-mm. Our life changed overnight. It changed overnight. Really did.
Wow. And how did you handle that big change so quickly? But one of the things you said, Miss Lucille, I know your mama, after your mom got sick and you went back and you said that you went back and picked up those faith words and the teaching that your mom and grandma had instilled in you as a child. But you said that you had no idea that during those drunk weekends and all of that, that you were too confused to even consider the fact that God never abandoned you and that also he was preparing you for now. He was preparing you. Talk to somebody about the things that you go through, no matter how difficult they are or what you've done in the past. It's still, I believe, and you could give me your opinion, that it's a preparation to where we are now or where we're going.
It is a preparation, but we don't know that while we're going through.
Yeah.
But it is indeed a preparation. And then I used to think about some of the things my mother used to tell me. She said, when Shaquille got drafted, she told me, and she pinned a corsage on me. She said, your life is going to change from this day forward. I heard the words, but I didn't know how much it would change. We are in positions and we don't know how we got there. And sometimes we dismiss the fact that God allows all of this. I had to learn that our lives were predestined all over again. I had to learn that God holds our future in his hands. I had to learn all of that. So we learn that we're not broken and defeated. We learn and we stand on the things that we learn. And I promise you, the things that you learn when you're a child, they come to your memory. My mother used to always quote Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 to me. I remember that scripture. If I don't remember any other one, it says, trust in the Lord.
Yes.
With all thine heart. You know
Yes.
the rest of it. But I learned that my life is not in my hands. I'm happy for the lessons that I learned, because then I can help somebody, especially.
That's right. That's right.
But I know now because I'm here now. I didn't know before. We're not even supposed to know. But we have to change our way of thinking. And we want to stay living in the past. Oh, I wish I had done this. I should have done this. We can't do that. We have to look forward, and we have to, we say strive. You have to strive and go forward. And if you sit around and wait for your life to change without you having any input into it, it won't change. You still be, that's what I call the pit right there.
Yeah, that's real talk.
Stay in the pit.
That's right. What one of the ladies on here said, any words for us mothers of black sons?
Pray, pray. Those are the first words, pray. Because when our children leave our homes, we have to trust that they're going to make it back. But the time we're living in now is bad for a black man. And our children right now are in situations sometimes, if we don't teach them at home, they might get out there and get caught up and don't know how to respond. So we pray and we communicate with them. That's what I do with my sons. I talk to them. I mean, I wear them out and I pray for my children every day, every day.
Yeah, I know one of the things that you stated, you were saying that you were confident in the you was confident in the values that you instill into Shaq and into your children, but there was those outside influences that can be so enticing that you really stayed on him.
I did, because outside of your door, it's a whole big world out there, and people begin to come at you from all directions. If you don't instill something in your children, they get outside of the home and get caught up. If you don't teach them inside of your home, they get outside of the home and get caught up and learn things they have no business knowing. You can't teach them how to do, like a young man. Let me just use this as an example. You can't teach a young man how to treat a woman if they've never had that kind of experience. So you talk about that in your home.
Okay.
And you talk about cleanliness, and you talk about godliness, and you talk about so many things. But home, to me, is where the foundation is laid. And so you have to communicate. And I learned how to have a greater respect for my children, because I began to listen. And it was Aisha that came to me one day. She said, "Mommy, I don't need you to talk and be the mommy today. I need you to listen to me." So I learned how to hear them, not speak at them, but I learned how to listen to them. And then we began to have a greater respect for each other. Respect is very important. If you don't respect your mom and your dad, you're not going to respect yourself or respect people out in the street. So we're teaching each other in the home.
Oh, I love it.
Now we talk about the village we used to, Dr. Judy, the village. It takes a village to raise a child. But the villages are crumbling, so we have to build up the home again. Some of them don't have a mom and a daddy. That's not, I'm not going to say that's not important, but if you're there, you use what you got.
That's right. I love it.
Dr. Judy, we've got a question for Dr. Lucille. How do you protect your trust?
now more than ever, I'm watchful who I bring into my circle. That's how I protect my trust. I've gained friends and relatives since 1992, but I learned from my mistakes. Everybody's not my friend. I've learned that everybody don't care about you, and I protect my trust by the people I keep around me. My circle is so small,
Oh,
and I love it that way.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. As I say, I keep that circle tight. And I have people out here, but my circle is small because I've learned that you can't be, and I'm not talking about physically, but you can't be naked in front of everybody. And then everybody is not there for your good.
And then another thing, Dr. Judy, our lives sometimes is in the media. We don't want the media all up in our business, but they want to talk about us. And everything they put out there is not true. But our lives are lived in the media because of the profession that my son is in. He's out there. And then so there's a connection with him and the connection through us. And they go back to Shaq, Mama, I have to behave a certain kind of way because the way I act reflects on him. And so they looking for something to talk about. They don't always talk about the good, but they look for stuff. So I'm very careful now about who I have around me. Because you know how news carries.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know how they get to talking. He said, she said. I'm like, oh, okay, well, where you get that from? Oh, we've been through it. We've been through it with that.
Oh, I can imagine. Because Shaq is everywhere, and I can imagine they have all the cameras on y'all. They got listening to every comment, just everything. They probably listening right now.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, because
I gotta tell you something funny while we talk about listening. I gotta tell you something funny. Excuse me. I'll put the phone down. I gotta tell you this because this is so fun. We had the opportunity to go to the White House. Our first trip was when the elder Bush was in office. And Barbara Bush. So we were walking through the Rose Garden and walking through, the offices. You can't get right directly into the president's office, but you can get into the White House. So the Secret Service, now you got to be who you say you are when you go through those doors. But the Secret Service was assigned to each one of us, me, my husband, even my younger kids, and Shaquille. So I'm thinking that the person walking by me was talking to me. And every now and then he'll be talking and they'll say, Miss Lucille. And then I'm turning around, I'm saying, huh? But he was talking to somebody in the walkie-talkie. So we talk about who's watching us. Oh, yeah. We don't know who's watching us, but that was the funniest thing. We were not used to being so close to people like that. Yeah. But they were on us watching every move that we made, and they were hearing every conversation.
Wow. My sister Cindy said that must have been a stressful life.
Well, we learned how to deal with it. At first, it was probably, that's why I drunk so much. It was at first. We didn't know how to handle that. I did anyway. It's too much.
I'll fix this. And then you said too, we got drunk, you was able to really talk how you feel. I bet you that was funny.
It was funny, and sometimes I was mean too, depending on what I was drinking. When they talk about the spirits, okay, you can have a lot of them drinking that alcohol, really. Depending on what you drink, for me, it was, I could be mean, I could be sweet, I could be funny, I could be angry. When they say spirits, yes, there are a lot of them. But I'm just so grateful that I have no desire for any kind of liquor anymore. I prayed and asked God, you got to help me. I was embarrassment to my own self, but I said, God, you got to help me. And God did. And I don't even think about, being under the influence anymore. I'm under the influence, all right. But it's not by alcohol.
The Holy Ghost. Okay. Let me see what else. I got a lot of stuff. Just one. So let me see. Oh, when he first went to LA, you went with him.
When I traveled with him the very first year that he went to the league, I traveled with him for a whole year because he was young. He was only about 19.
That's right.
And it was after a year, he said, okay, mommy, I got this. And so I went back home. My husband was home with Latifah, Aisha, and Jamal. And he
Okay.
said, okay, you can go with Shaquille and I'll take care of the home front. And
Oh,
we were
wow.
on our way to retiring from the military.
Okay.
So I went and I stayed with him and traveled with him. And that was an experience for me. But I wanted to be his support system. I felt that he really needed me. But when he said, I got it, I said, okay, I'm going back home.
Yeah, because he was young, and you wanted to make sure he didn't get caught up in all of the, I think it was the fast life and all of that. And then he had brand new money, and he became rich and famous.
It's overwhelming. It's still overwhelming. It
Yeah,
really is.
because he's still doing that smile, still Shaq, and you still Lucille, and y'all still making it happen. He's still smiling on the spotlight, on the commercials, all this kind of stuff. You still selling a 10-year-old book like you just wrote it yesterday. You still That's what I want
I'm
my book to
grateful.
do. That's what I want my book to do. I want my book to sell. I got to write it first, but because I got it in me, Miss Lucille.
Dr. Judy, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not a whole lot of money in books. If you trying to make money, that's not a money maker. However, you're gonna get so much fulfillment when you get your testimony out, your story out, because you want to share and you want this to bless somebody. And
Yeah,
that's where your reward is. It's not even about the money. It's what you're
yeah,
gonna do with what you get out of your head and in your spirit and you put on paper to share. So much of the reward is coming. For 10 years, I stopped counting how many books have been sold and how much money has been made. I stopped doing that a long time ago. It's
yeah.
not even about the money for me.
And that's what I really want to do. I believe that within me, I have because the title of my book is going to be "Show Up for You."
Uh-huh.
That's going to be the title of the book, and what that is sometimes we're there for everybody else, but you got to
Yes.
show up for your own self, and you have to be okay with it. You have to
Yes.
be okay with being on your runway. You have to be
Yes.
okay. You got to own your runway. You got to walk like you're going, like you got somewhere to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I gotta tell you that title came from when I was a young girl having to work in the church because I brought up in the Church of God in Christ
Look at,
and
wait a
didn't
minute.
want
Hold
to
on.
have
Hold
a
on. Hold on. Hold on. I ain't know you was born. You didn't tell me that.
well, I'm trying to tell you for inquiring minds that want to know. It's in the book.
Church of
But
God
I
in
just want to
Christ.
share a little bit of with you how I got to that title.
Please
I
tell
was
me.
one of those young girls that had an attitude, and we had a woman pastor. Her name was Reverend Iola Hartsfield, and she was really, really big on instilling values into youth. And she worked on me. She worked on me because I'm one of those girls. You're not gonna tell me what to do. Just had an attitude, angry, and didn't know why.
Okay.
But she would say, Lucille, come here. And she would give me something to do. I was a Sunday school secretary. I used to help clean up in the church. I used to even monitor some of the younger ones that were younger than me, doing a lot of things. But one day she called me and she said, you come here. And she said, you walk like you have somewhere to go. And that stayed with me my whole life because I'm going against what I should have been doing. I'm running away from responsibility. Didn't want to be tall, so I would walk slouched over. So she
Okay.
encouraged me to stand up straight. And she said, in her own words, when she said, walk like you have somewhere to go, she was telling me to just be encouraged and stand up for something and
Yeah.
just continue to go forward. She said, walk, like you mean it. Just don't act like
Yeah.
you don't want to be here. She said, girl, you alive. Come on here. And she encouraged me all of the time. But young people sometimes they don't get it, but they'll get
Yeah.
it later on.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I didn't
That's
get
why
it.
I never forgot it. And when I sat down, we were talking about what the title would be. I got the contents before I got the title, and I shared that with Miss Allison. I shared it with her. She said, that's going to be the title right there. And I said, really? That's how we came up with the title, walk like you have somewhere to go. We tell our children that, come here and walk like you got somewhere to go.
Stop dragging your feet. Pick your feet up.
Yes.
Pick your feet up. Stop. You know, we was at Shaq graduation when he got his master's down in Miami.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because my nephew Dwayne was what Dwayne was getting? His master's. He was getting his master's, and he graduated with Shaq.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. He graduated
Wow.
with our cousin.
Wow.
And
that's so wonderful.
That's good. He graduated with our cousin. And we're gonna, because I promise you I wouldn't hold you long because you are real busy. And for you to take your time to come on this show, I say thank you so very much. But before we go, you got to say something to all these people who are listening. I am honored and I thank you for our friendship. I'm glad God connected us, you know, and
me too.
Yeah, I am.
I want to just say this because it's an honor and a pleasure for me, first of all. When I get an invitation to come and participate, I'm like, me? For real? Me? But I'm happy that I can take time out to do this because you blessed me when we met. Yes. And I won't ever forget when we met and how we met. That is going to stay with me. And I'm happy to be able to just take this little time to talk to you and your audience. For me, it's good. Yeah. I'm in the middle of moving. And if you've ever moved, you know how hectic that could be. But I'm happy that we can have this time because time, it gets away from us.
That's right.
And it's not waiting for us. And so for us to be able to have this time right here, I'm grateful for this. And I want to tell the people that are listening, I just want them to be encouraged today because so much is happening around us. People are dying and people are sick. But if we would just concentrate on this day, what we're going to do today, yes, and try to not worry about so much tomorrow, because I learned how to pray the serenity prayer because I don't worry about things that are not in my control. We have to learn how to just stay calm and be still and just take a little bit of time to just take a minute at a time. That's it. We stress ourselves out. We do. We really do, worrying about stuff. But if we would just continue to just pray and calm down and just pay attention to what's going on around us and just control what you can control. And then the rest of it, you just give it to God. That's what I've learned. And that has helped me. It has helped me. So I encourage the listeners, just know that it's going to be all right. We going through right now. I call it a storm, but you got to go through to get out.
You got to go through to get out. Because if you stay there, you ain't going to get out. That's just like riding down the street. And I learned this when it's pouring down raining. If you pull over to the side, it's still, you're going to stay right there where it's pouring down at. But if you can slow down and keep riding, you're going to ride out the storm.
That's right.
That's real talk, y'all.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, so you slow down. You're going to ride out the storm. You're going to ride it out. And it won't be this way always.
No, it absolutely won't be.
It won't be this way always. Man, I am thankful to you. And you're so down to earth. You're just down to earth with your shat-looking self sitting up there in that chair.
When people say that, I'm wondering, how am I supposed to be? I don't know how to be no other way.
That's how we started in that green room or that waiting room where we were. That's how we started, because he was like, I'm just me, you know, and you're like, stop it. And we just started talking like family. And my sister Tanya said,
we start talking and laughing.
That was a good day. My sister said she still got your soul food down there. She wants you to come on down there and get it in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, I'm moving up the coast now.
I'm gonna
stay in touch with you, and I want you to stay in touch with me, because I believe that, you know, God is just allowing us to just be friends. I don't want nothing from you, and I know you don't want nothing from me, but we can just have a sister connection, and I'm all right with that.
I'm all right with that too. That's exactly what we want. And I think that would make things good. It ain't like I got to get something for you. You got to get something for me. We just us.
That's it.
Just sister girls.
And that's the way we need to be too. I
Just
mean, we can't be nobody else. I can't be anybody else. This is it.
yeah. That and I ain't got time. Somebody told me, they told me, Miss Lucy, they said, you just too whatever. I don't really like that. I said, well, find somebody who ain't whatever. Because I ain't asked you to be my friend no way. I mean, come on, come on. My close. I mean, God has blessed. It's some wonderful people coming into my life, and they are proving themselves. They are. That is one lady named Gina, and I noticed when I have, and she's white, but when I have my hair like this, every time I do my hair, I think of her. But you talking about a woman who just love people, and that's what I like. I like people who just genuinely love people
Well,
regardless of
you
what.
look beautiful, by the way, with your hair like that.
Ah, snap.
That's
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
I'm
You so
working on something. I don't know what to do with this here, but it's all right now today.
that's right, because that's Lucille. That's my girl Lucille. Yeah, I really and I pray that you have a safe travel. Are you packing yourself?
I got a little bit of help. My brother's been here. My son-in-law's been here. I told them I needed quiet for 1 hour, so they not here right now. But we got to get to
They
work this
come.
afternoon.
Oh, so
So,
you ain't do no packing company.
oh, I'm on the second load. No, I do a packing company, and we talk about trust. I don't trust everybody, and they come around here, and the price go up. I got enough around me. We getting it done. I got some nephews around here. I got my grandsons. Everybody working. Shaquille working too. So
You got Shaquille working too.
Shaquille working too. Mm-hmm.
My sister had a moving company. She and my brother-in-law moved, so she got a moving company named, what did they name? Fat Piggy? Oh, Pinkies. That right there doesn't sound right no
Oh,
way. Pinky. And Pinky people stole her watches and stole some of her stuff and then talking about they ain't stealing. Then they wanted to do stuff under the table. No, file a report, honey. That watch over $500. We ain't got it like that.
see, I didn't even want nobody up here in my stuff.
I don't
I just
blame you.
wanted to. I said, if it take me a month, we just do a little bit at a time. It's gonna cost anyway.
Yeah.
Whether you do it yourself or whether you pay somebody. I'd rather just we all get together and just do it ourselves.
See, that's what
And
I'm
that's what
talking
we
about.
doing.
No, no.
Mm-hmm.
But after Rona leave, after Rona go wherever she doing, whatever Rona doing, I'm gonna see you in Atlanta.
All right.
I'll see you out there one day, and
Okay.
I call and say, hey, let's go to Papa Do's.
Okay. Well, the door gonna be open. We can get in the backyard and cook. It's all right. Whatever. Time
Forget
we gonna
Papa
do.
Do's. Let's have a cookout. Let's have a
Whatever.
Hey, well, I really do appreciate you. So many people have been on, they're asking questions, they're commenting. Thank you again for the books. I appreciate the books.
You're welcome.
That it said this is Miriam Bethune.
Is that Marion Bethune?
Uh-huh. Marion Bethune.
Yeah, Marion says hi.
Okay,
It's
his face
always
is so funny.
she says hi. It's
What did he
always
say?
She says it's always a treat to see Miss Lucille. Great to see you. Wonderful interview. Love you. I'm not going to say that last part.
Oh, Marion, thank
You,
you.
yeah, don't say that last part. Don't say that last part. Marion, sorry about that. Can't say, you know what she said, right, Miss Lucille?
What she say?
Hell Wildcat.
Now, Dr. Judy, you don't want me to start singing Wildcat. Do, 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 do. Let's go Wildcat. Do, do, do. Let's go Wildcat.
Oh my, and Chrissy, why are you dancing to it? Fam you, I love you. I fight
Right
over
down
it.
the street.
Who?
Family is right down the street.
Oh, okay, but you were dancing to Miss Lucille's song.
Thank you, Miss Lucille. I'll see you later.
All right, Chrissy, thank you. Good to meet you.
Okay, but it's so good. Tanya said, "Have safe travel." We are so thankful again, and I'm glad for the friendship. I'm glad for the
Me
friendship.
too, Dr. Judy.
Glad for the
You
friendship.
take care of yourself and give my family some love, and we'll talk real soon, all right?
All right, hold on for a minute. Carolyn, thank you for introducing us. Thank you for bringing us together.
Yes.
And we greatly
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Tab.
All the NFL. I'm going to have them back on by popular demand next week. They're coming back on. Dr. Valencia, everybody, thank you all so very much. Miss Lucille, thank you. Be safe.
You're welcome. Thank
Be
you. Have a
safe.
wonderful day.
You too. You too. Well,
Bye.
y'all, thank you so very much for tuning in to the Real Talk with Judy show with Miss Lucille O'Neal, Chat Mom. And we were going to try to get him on to surprise you all. He was going to do a cameo appearance, but it didn't work out. He's moving. He's moving. So they're going back and forth to Miami right moving right now. So, but next Tuesday, we're bringing the football mom back on by popular demand. And then we'll have another treat for y'all after that. All right. Again, thank you so very much for everybody. Everybody. Thank you for your lunch break. Thank you for your time. I greatly appreciate it. And y'all just keep praying for it as we keep going. Now, listen to this. If you want to become a partner with the Real Talk with Judy show to help us do more, you can visit my website at www.realtalkwithjudy.com. That's www.realtalkwithjudy.com. Okay. Or you can cash out me at $ Real Talk with Judy. You can cash app $ Real Talk with Judy, or you can go to my Facebook or go to my website at realtalkwithjudy.com. Again, thank you so very much for tuning in. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at the same time, 12 p.m., 12 noon, as we bring back the football moms by popular demand. Christy, thank you again. Dr. Lucille, thank you. And to all of you, remember, I see you in the future. And we're all doing so much better than we are right now. That's real talk.